Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. We're on the road. We're in Dusseldorf in Germany at the SDN and OpenFlow World Congress. My name is Martin Warwick and I'm talking with Josef Urban, who is a research man. He's head of software and security research at Nokia Networks. Josef, welcome. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Nokia Networks, new iteration from what went before. Where does Nokia Networks stand in relation to NFV and SDN?
I mean, of course, as you know, Nokia is focusing his business around mobile networks. So we are applying this cloud, NFV, virtualization, SDN technologies in the context of mobile networks.
Indeed.
And I mean, what we have done is that we have developed a story around the telco cloud. We have structured this story into 4 main dimensions, streams, where we have some activities running in parallel. So the first stream is, of course, about network function virtualization. Second stream is around software-defined networking and how to apply it to mobile networks. The third stream is about how to apply cloud technologies in the radio access. And the fourth stream is finally about how to orchestrate that from an end-to-end point of view.
So you're head of software and security research. What do you mean by security research?
Security research, I mean, security is, I always say it is a process that starts already with the design of our products and should also, of course, cover hardening of our products and also providing some consultancy how to apply it and how to operate in a secure manner all these components. And in the context of the telco cloud, we, of course, because I'm also looking or heading the research, we are also looking into the vulnerabilities that we might get with these new technologies into the mobile network, so hypervisor and so on.
Okay. You talk about cloud in radio and radio access. Is it still problematic? By definition, as a researcher, you're looking to the future rather than to the past. Is the cloud and radio in the cloud still problematic? Are there challenges left to be solved?
There are still something to do, I would say. I mean, there are some activities already. For example, our colleagues have developed these liquid applications that provide us some kind of an open cloud-based environment where you can already, and third party can really place some applications close to the base stations or to the radio network controller. That has been announced, I think, 1.5 years ago already as a product. And that is a first step where we apply this technology in the RAN. Of course, in the context of the upcoming discussions around 5G, we can expect some more discussions how we can apply these kind of technologies in future generations of mobile networks.
Okay, now you mentioned 5G. Let's start from where we are at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Some places still have only 2G.
Mm-hmm.
Many places have 3G. Some places have partial 4G,
mm-hmm.
depending on how you define 4G.
Mm-hmm.
And there is talk
mm-hmm.
about 5G.
Mm-hmm.
How, as a researcher, do you differentiate those? Where, in your opinion, are we on the continuum? We're beyond 2G, we're beyond 3G. Is talk of 5G at the moment premature?
I mean, you probably know every 10 years there is this cycle to come up of a new generation of mobile networks. I'm not a radio guy, so these kind of discussions I will leave to my colleagues from radio systems research, what is now exactly 5G, and they take care about that. I'm looking more at the software aspects that will come. And I mean, cloud, software-defined networking, and this kind of technologies that we have already today to some extent in our networks. And but we believe also that these kind of technologies will play a role in the future of the 5G. Which role exactly, that needs to be discussed and figured out.
Okay. Now then, what we've seen in NFV in fixed line networks, the carriers have said, look, to the vendors and the manufacturers, look, we've been locked in to a particular vendor or two vendors for many, many years, and SDN and NFV technologies give us the chance, for the first time in reality, to get away from the lock-in syndrome. So we would like to pick this piece from Nokia or this piece from Ericsson or whoever it may be. We'd like that with this and with this and with that, and we will knit it all together and use it for ourselves. That's fixed line. What about in mobile? Does the same dynamic apply?
I mean, also for mobile networks, this NFV architecture applies, of course. And here we have the different components, this virtual infrastructure manager, and on top of this NFV manager, and very on top this orchestrator. And what we have already developed is, for example, this VNF manager. We call it Cloud Application Manager. And what is specific in our solution is that we support different multiple cloud stacks below. So we are open. So that is one example how these interfaces are open. We currently support VMware and OpenStack, of course, because that is requested by the operators. But this kind of interfaces, that is what NFV is about, and we try to support that, of course.
I'm glad you mentioned open, because everywhere we go at this event, there are posters everywhere saying open. Open means different things to different people. What may be open to some can be closed to others. In your opinion, in Nokia Networks' opinion, what does open mean?
Open is, for example, this Cloud Application Manager said we do not support only one cloud stack, but multiple. So that the virtual network functions running in the cloud can be deployed in one type of cloud or the other way. You simply need to describe it once, and this tool is doing it depending on what the operator has already in place in his virtual cloud environment, whether it's VMware or not. And the other thing is, I mean, there is also this discussion about open source development. I mean, we have seen how this open platform NFV initiative now launched these days. We are participating from Nokia there. And that is also one way how to develop open interfaces.
Also very obvious here are POCs, proof of concept. There's a proof of concept zone here with 14 different proof of concepts showing, demonstrating, working. There are many others around the world. Is Nokia Networks involved in proof of concepts as well?
Of course.
Well, I have to ask you.
No exception.
No. So what are you doing? Can you tell us?
Yeah. I mean, we started already a couple of proof of concepts around virtualized core network functions like IMS and so on. And I think we are already quite well advanced, especially with our voice over LTE solution based on IMS and telephony application server and the HSS. All these three are virtualized, running in the cloud. We had already our POCs, and as far as we know, at least, we are the first that can provide this kind of solution commercially available by the end of this year. So it will run in an operator's live network by the end of this year.
By the end of 2014?
Yeah, end of this year.
Okay. When you go into work in the morning and you have your projects that you're dealing with, what's your priority?
I have to lead the research. Of course, I always have plenty of emails. I will have my phone conference with teams distributed across Europe. And then I like also very much these discussions with colleagues, what will come next.
Right. And what are they saying will come next? What do you think? I don't want to put you in a position where you're looking into your crystal ball and saying, I see this, but there is a general trend. Where is that trend leading?
The general trend, when I was also listening here around in these presentations, and I think it's clear that we have now left the stage where people think, why do I need this virtualization and cloud technology in my networks? We are now in a stage, I think, about when and how. That is still, when is an example with our VoLTE solution, so it's coming up.
Yep.
But the how, there are quite many steps still to be clarified. For example, in the SDN area, I mean, what is already clear is that we are using these SDN controllers in the context of the telco cloud data center. We have a collaboration with Juniper, for example, using the control, but there are others, so we are not limited only to them. Again, an example for an open interface. But we are also experimenting about how to apply this SDN technology in addition to that. So one example is, as you know, SDN is about separating control and user plane. So you can apply these principles, for example, to our gateways, P gateways and S gateways.
Right.
And as soon as you have separated, you can put the control, of course, also in the in the cloud, but maybe also the forwarding part also in the cloud, or keep it separate in the network. So the forwarding part still in the network, control in the cloud. There are different combinations you have to play around. I mean, we have shown a demonstrator this year in Mobile World Congress in Barcelona about the different scenarios, but still we also need to look at not only from a technical point of view to see whether it's feasible or not, but also more from an economical point of view, whether it really makes sense from a cost perspective, TCO perspective, and so on.
Sure.
I mean, these kind of analyses are still ongoing, and I'm sure that my team will come up with some new use cases here and there.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to us. Joseph Urban, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you for inviting me.